There, Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you've decided to join me. This is Yetta Pearl. And so if you've tuned in the last couple of weeks, you will realize that I am deliberately trying to grow the subscribers on my channel. And you've been so helpful. Every person who hit subscribe, I appreciate you. We're almost at my first goal, which is 100. So for anybody who has not yet hit subscribe, please do. And as soon as I get to 100, then I will be gifting a free personal reading for one lucky person. And truly, I consider myself to be the lucky person, being able to do that reading for somebody and connect that much closer. So it's awesome. I'm so enjoying doing these readings and offering them to you. And you know, it just really speaks to my soul to be able to do this and to feel the messages coming through. It's just amazing. So thanks for giving me the opportunity to do this. So this is your general reading for the week of August 16th through 22nd of 2021. And because it is a general reading, perhaps not all parts of this reading will resonate with you. That's totally fine. Just take what does, leave the rest. It just means it's for somebody else. Excuse me, got a little itch in my throat. Okay, let's see what is up here. Okay, so this is my fourth reading that I've done just today. And every single reading, the worthiness or deservingness cards have come up. So globally, we're all kind of struggling with this feeling of not being worthy. Every single individual in this world is totally worthy. Every single one. Like, we all have these amazing guardian angels who help guide us and whose job is to look after us. And in their eyes, their divine eyes, we can do no wrong. Because we can't. Like, we all deserve all the good stuff. So the more we can get that deep into our hearts and understand that the good stuff coming to us is our birthright. It is part of what we're here to experience. How does it feel when the good stuff comes to you? Do you feel like, oh, that's not for me? Or do you feel like, that's fabulous, thank you, thank you? The more you can deliberately appreciate all the good stuff that comes to you, and don't be cynical about it. Don't just think, oh, somebody's going to take that away again right away. Oh, look at the butterflies. It is truly for you. There is no mistake. You know, when the good stuff comes, it's coming on purpose. It's yours. Embrace it, love it, appreciate it. And that way, more of it comes to you. And that way you learn that, yeah, it is for you. And yeah, darn right, you're worth it. What was that old commercial? Because I'm worth it. It was a hair color commercial or something. I forget. Anyway, somebody can help me out with that. Anyway, it's fun. And it is fun when you realize your own worth. Life just gets so much better and more sparkly and more energetic, and you just understand things on a deeper level. Yeah, it's beautiful. And so that's what your angels are wanting you to do for yourself this week. So we also have, kind of along the same lines, self-forgiveness. So there are things, and this is not recent, it feels like it's old stuff, a lot of it. Stuff that, you know, maybe we're holding guilt about. Things that you did in your youth that you still feel guilty about. Things that you have not yet forgiven yourself for. It's time. It's time. So whatever it is that comes to mind, either at this moment or, you know, over the coming week especially, anything that comes to mind that you're still beating yourself up for, really take it out, that whole event. Take it out and have a really good look at it. Examine it. See, how old were you when that happened? What did you do that you felt was so wrong, that you have been judging yourself for all these years, right? It's time to have some compassion for the younger you. It's time to recognize that the younger you was doing the best that you could in that circumstance with what you knew at the time. You didn't know better, right? You didn't know better. Any of your friends who came to you and said, oh, when I was a kid, I did this and I'm still, what would you say to them? You'd say you didn't know any better. You couldn't help it. And did you learn from it? Like, what did you take away from that, right? So let yourself be easy about that. Allow yourself to forgive yourself. In the rare occasion, there might still be an opportunity to make amends to somebody else if that's how it feels. And so go ahead and do that. You might find that they don't even remember. I did that a while ago. It makes me emotional. I did that a while ago. I reached out to somebody who I felt I had been quite rude to several years ago. And I reached out and I explained the situation and I said, I'm so sorry. This is how I was feeling at the time. And I really wish that I had been able to handle that whole thing better than I did. And she answered me and she said, I don't even remember that. I've always liked you. Cool. Okay, so, give me a minute here. So, we have here a whole bunch of prosperity. There is also a bit of caution. So, let's see. So let's go with this, the conscious consumer. So your angels are wanting you to be aware of your spending habits right now. It feels like, it feels like some of you have been through a period of lower financial abundance than usual. And so you've had to kind of tighten your belts. You've had to be careful how you're spending, all that stuff. That time is not quite over. So be careful. Don't jump the gun. Still be very careful about how you're spending your money. Look to the future and make it so that you can just spend less if that's your choice. So that more can be saved for the future. So that even in your new situation, which is more abundant, that you can still be saving more than you would have before, so that you can be more consciously spending on only what you really need, right? Like the whole, our whole society, we had got really to a point of, I have this money, therefore I will spend it, whether foolishly or not. It depends whose opinion you're asking, right? But, so if you tended to do a lot of the things that were quite expensive, you could do it because you had the money. But then you've had a period of time now where you've had to reevaluate some of that stuff, and you've understood which things are necessities and which are not. Your angels are wanting you to continue to stay in the knowledge of necessity rather than falling back into your old habits, is what they're saying. And it doesn't have to be complete or anything like that, but just being more mindful of where you're putting your money. And instead of doing that thing, instead of having a latte for $7 every single day, well, maybe you'll have one once a week, right? And then you've got $7, 6 days of the week, that's $42. Put that in your savings account. That's what they're saying. Yeah. And so this is a time right now to have some quiet contemplation time, right? To really figure out what things are important to you, what things are your necessities, because it won't be the same for everybody. So, okay, stop yourself from judging anybody else for their choices. They can do what they want. We're talking about you. We're not talking about the other people. We're talking about you. So what is it that you find necessary right now? You know, obviously you're going to spend some of your money on your home, like your food, shelter, clothing. You'll probably, do a little bit of things that maybe other people would consider not necessary. Like you might go out for dinner every now and then, which somebody else would choose not to do that. But it's all fine. Like you make your choices, let them make their choices, and just be accepting. Yes, that's how that goes. And so when you're spending a bit of time in a quiet retreat, then you get to know your own self. And if you are judging other people for their choices, why are you bothering to do that? It's a waste of your time. It's a waste of your energy. It has nothing to do with you. You are responsible for you and your choices. They are responsible for them and their choices. And if they learn something from that, then good, then they learned something from it. And it's not up to you to sit there and smirk and say, I could have told you so. You know, check in on yourself and see, what is your attitude? How are you feeling about life right now? Are you feeling abundant, or are you feeling jealous? And that's what's bringing on the willingness to judge. That's what they're giving me right now. That's really, it's not on these cards, but that's the rest of the message that they're giving me. So when you have your quiet time and you get in touch with how you've been thinking and feeling, where your vibration is at, then you can consciously bring it up. Then you can deliberately make choices to keep yourself kind of in the clear, keep yourself in the flow of good things always happening. And that's when the waves of prosperity will come flowing over you. And it's a feeling. It's definitely a feeling. It's like recognizing when you didn't feel prosperous and knowing that you do feel that now. It's really an amazing feeling. They're giving it to me right now. It's just this, there's relief in here, there's satisfaction in here, there's excitement, there's, what else is there? It's that, like, just anticipation, bursting with anticipation, and so, yeah, feeling the abundance. That's the bottom line. Feeling the abundance, because it's here. It's at least by midweek. It feels actually like it's throughout, but there will be moments that will really point it out to you more than what you've even been feeling. It's really exciting. Loving that energy. Really loving that energy. So we have a whole week here of self-forgiveness, understanding your own worth, of being conscious of your money and your abundance. Oh, and so now they're saying too that this is also your generosity of self when you are meeting people, whether you knew them before or not. How are you treating them? How are you, what kind of eyes are you using to look at them? Are you using your accepting eyes or are you using your judging eyes? It's your choice. It's your choice. The more that you use your accepting eyes, the more the waves of prosperity will come flowing, because that's what you're attracting to you by increasing your vibration, by understanding that you're doing your best, that by understanding that you are so worth it, and letting it all come to you. It really feels good. It's an awesome week for all of us Scorpios, because I'm one too. So, okay, so let's take the daily guidance deck and let's get one last bit of wisdom from our angels for this week of August 16th to 22nd. Okay, so they were touching on this a little bit when they were talking about generosity of spirit. Your heart chakra, let's clear it right now. So, your heart chakra, just feeling into that and asking Archangel Metatron to clear that with you and for you. Oh boy, so be aware of any tension you're holding there. Being aware of anything that is there that is feeling a little stuck maybe, anything that you've been holding back, anything that you've been holding a lack of forgiveness, whether to yourself or somebody else. Oh yeah, clearing all that, letting it go. It's a bit of a talent to not just grab on because it's pulling away from you, right? Let go. Let that pull away from you. Let it be gentle. Let it be easy. Let your angels protect you while we're doing this. If you have some rose quartz, that's really good for your heart chakra. There are more too. I'm just not all that well versed in the crystals. Oh, this feels good. Feels really good as we clear all that out. Beautiful. Okay. Scorpio, can you assist me before we go? Let's use these newly cleared heart chakras that we've just done and send a whole bunch of love to the world. I didn't bring my globe out here, but let's pretend. Let's just send that beautiful acceptance and compassion and love and cleansing to the whole world. That's beautiful. Thank you so much. I appreciate you very much, Scorpio, and I love you, and I'll see you next week.